Every fitness influencer tells you the exact same thing to get a V-taper. Do more lat pull-downs. Do more lateral raises. Walk around with your arms slightly out like you're carrying invisible watermelons. But you've been doing that for months. You've done thousands of reps. You've stretched your lats until you look like a flying squirrel. Yet, when you look in the mirror, you still look completely straight up and down. You look like a Minecraft character, a human block. Why? Because the standard advice completely ignores how human anatomy actually works visually. The V-taper is an optical illusion. It's a game of structural proportions. If you only build your upper lats and ignore the structural frame supporting them, you will never get that sharp, aggressive taper. You'll just look slightly wider but still blocky. To fix this, you need to stop thinking about random back exercises and start targeting 3 specific, overlooked muscle groups that literally dictate the geometric angles of your torso. Let's break down the anatomy, fix your mechanics, and build a frame that actually tapers down. Muscle 1. The lower lats, the illusion builders. When most people think of lats, they think of the area right under the armpit. They do wide grip pull-ups. They pull the bar to their collarbone. They feel a massive burn in their upper back, right under the shoulder blades. Here's the problem. Your lats are huge. They originate all the way down at your pelvis and lower spine, and they insert into your upper arm. When you only train the top half of the muscle, you get width right under your armpits, but it cuts off halfway down your torso. It creates a T-shape or a block shape, not a V-shape. To get a true V-taper, you need the muscle fullness to sweep all the way down to your waistline. You need to target the lower iliac lat fibers. Let's look at the biomechanics. Your upper lat fibers run horizontally. They bring your arm in from the side. Your lower lat fibers run vertically. They pull your arm down and back from the front. If you are doing wide grip lat pull-downs with your elbows flared out to the sides, you are completely bypassing the lower lats. Your upper back and rear delts are doing all the work. To fix this, we need to change the arm path. Stop flaring your elbows. Instead, use a close grip, neutral attachment, where your palms face each other. When you pull, think about driving your elbows straight down into your pants pockets. Do not pull the bar to your chest. Pull it toward your stomach. Stop when your elbow lines up with your torso. If you pull past your body, your shoulder rolls forward, your back loses tension, and your biceps take over. The absolute best exercise for this is the single-arm cable row. Sit sideways next to a cable machine. Set the pulley slightly above shoulder height. Pull the handle down and back, keeping your elbow tucked tightly against your ribs. Feel that deep contraction right above your hip. That is your lower lat working. Grow that section, and your torso will look like it starts tapering from the waist up, not just the armpits down. Muscle 2. The medial head of the triceps, the lateral illusion. Everyone knows you need side delts for width. You've probably done lateral raises until your shoulders felt like they were on fire. But shoulders can only grow so much naturally. They are small muscles. If you want your upper body to pop out from the side and create an instant widening effect, you need to look right below the shoulder. Look at your triceps, specifically the medial and lateral heads. The triceps make up 2/3 of your upper arm mass. When you look at someone from the front, the outer sweeping shape of their upper arm isn't just the side delt. It is the lateral and medial heads of the triceps pushing outward. If your arms are flat, your shoulders look isolated, like 2 tennis balls glued to a stick. You don't look wide, you just look weird. To create a cohesive upper body sweep, you need to build the triceps profile that sits directly underneath the shoulder joint. Most people focus entirely on overhead extensions or heavy pushdowns using straight bars. This is fine for the long head, but it often misses the specific lateral sweep that creates the front-facing width illusion. To target the outer and medial heads properly, you need to change your wrist angle and your shoulder positioning. The best tool for this is a dual cable setup or a long rope. When you perform a triceps pushdown, do not just push the weight down. As you reach the bottom of the movement, actively push your hands apart and away from your body. Try to turn your knuckles outward toward the walls. This forces a massive contraction on the outer sweep of the arm. Keep your shoulders pinned down and back. Do not let your chest cave in. Another highly effective movement is the overhead cable extension using 2 ropes. This allows your arms to flare slightly outward into their natural carrying angle, putting immense structural stress right on the outer portion of the arm. By thickening this specific area, You instantly add 2 inches of perceived width to your upper frame from a front view. It bridges the gap between your shoulder and your elbow, instantly enhancing the V-shape illusion. Muscle 3. The clavicular head of the pec, the upper shelf. You might be wondering what the chest has to do with a back-dominant shape like the V-taper. Everything. A V-taper isn't just a flat 2D silhouette. It is a three-dimensional frame. If you have massive lats but a flat, sunken chest, your posture naturally pulls forward. Your shoulders round inward, your chest collapses, and your width completely disappears when you stand normally. Furthermore, the standard flat bench press builds the lower and middle chest. This pulls your pectoral mass downward, creating a heavy bottom-heavy shape. If the bottom of your chest is wider and heavier than the top, it ruins the upward diagonal lines of the V-taper. It makes you look square. To counter this, you must build the upper chest, the clavicular head of the pectoralis major. The upper chest acts as a visual shelf. It sits right below your collarbones and connects directly into the front delt. When this area is thick and highly developed, it draws the eyes upward and outward toward your shoulders. It creates a massive, broad upper shelf that contrasts directly with a narrow waist. The problem is most people do incline presses completely wrong. They set the bench angle way too high, usually at 45 degrees or more. At that angle, your front shoulders take over almost all of the weight, and your upper chest stops working. To fix this, drop the bench down to a low incline, around 15 to 30 degrees maximum. When you press, keep your shoulder blades retracted and driven into the bench. Do not bounce the weight off your collarbone. The ultimate movement here is the incline dumbbell press with an outward arm path. As you lower the dumbbells, don't drop them straight down. Let your elbows follow a natural 45-degree angle relative to your torso. Press up and slightly inward, focusing entirely on squeezing the muscle fibers right below your collarbone. Pair this with low-to-high cable flies. Start with the cables at the bottom setting. Fly the cables up and inward, meeting at eye level. This matches the exact direction of the upper chest muscle fibers. Build that upper shelf, and your chest will actively contribute to your width, locking the three-dimensional V-shape into place. The blueprint. Stop chasing endless junk volume. Stop doing 20 different exercises badly. If you want a frame that tapers aggressively, you need to structure your routine around these 3 specific mechanical adjustments. Lower lats. Swap wide grip rows for neutral single-arm cable rows. Drive the elbow to the pocket. Outer triceps. Stop using rigid straight bars. Use long dual ropes on pushdowns and spread your hands apart aggressively at the bottom. Upper chest. Lower your incline bench to 20 degrees. Focus on pressing paths that match the collarbone fibers. Train these 3 spots with high intensity. Track your weight progression and watch the blocky physique disappear.